Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time. To pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Mortgage Group. I've been teaching here at Guerin Catholic for 13 years. I've been assistant coach
also for 13 years. And I think it's important in today's world that we have young people growing up with the morals and values of faith-based education.
Hello, I'm Dwayne Thompson with Integrity Mortgage Group, and I support Guerin Catholic High School because I'm good friends and business partners with assistant coach Tommy Mascari. And any chance I have to support a Christ-centered education for today's youth, I take advantage of that opportunity and support in any way I can with my time, effort, volunteering, funds, and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Guerin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN,
where you're always in the game.
The first round of the Indianapolis City Tournament taking place tonight. And we are at Covenant Christian High School. The Warriors of Covenant Christian taking on the Scecina Crusaders in this always fascinating Indianapolis City Tournament, coming to you live right here on IndianaSRN. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. Bertner Electric, your licensed and experienced electrician serving Central Indiana. IUPUI Sports Management, a lifetime of sport with a winning degree. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 logistical solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Back in the saddle with the coach again. Haven't done a game in quite some time, and it's an exciting time.
I thought maybe you didn't like me anymore.
Well, I mean, you're the one that does the scheduling, by the way.
Okay, fine.
But anyways, we just saw a really good City Alliance tournament on the girls' side, and now we get to see the boys' side, the Indianapolis City Tournament, Covenant Christian and Scecina dueling at it, and really an intriguing matchup. Pretty even teams. What kind of Covenant Christian team are we going to see tonight? Are we going to see the team that's kind of been hot of late? They're kind of hot and cold. Well, what can we expect from the Warriors tonight?
Well, it's a 6-11 matchup, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see the matchup. It was just December 4th when the last time these two teams met. It was 55-45. Very interesting contest. Scecina up to a really big lead. Scecina then broke that lead in the fourth quarter, made it really, really close. So it'd be very interesting. Both teams are like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You just don't know what team is going to show up. But this is one of 7 games that are going on tonight, which I find very, very interesting. Our sister station also has the Chittard Purdue Poly game. So a lot of great matchups. Winner goes and plays Thursday, and loser, has the whole entire week off. So you definitely don't want to lose, and you got to play very, very well. And I think the key tonight for Covenant Christian is to protect the home floor.
And you talking about the game that they last played each other, that was early December 4th. So a little over a month now since these teams last met up. It was Covenant Christian with the 10-point victory. And Covenant Christian also coming off of a loss a couple of days ago at Guerin Catholic, and a very good and solid Circle City team, which is, this conference is very loaded. This tournament is very loaded, but more specifically, you look at this Circle City conference, and Guerin Catholic is good. Chittard is up there, as is Burbuff. Covenant Christian, a very good team in their own right. They're 7-4 on this season, but 3 of those 4 losses have come to Circle City conference opponents. There won't be one tonight here from Scecina. But that conference has been giving Covenant Christian fits so far this year.
Well, I think that conference gets you ready for tournaments like the City Alliance tournament and maybe the sectional and the regionals. It gets you ready. For Scecina, they don't play in a bad conference either. You got the Speedways, you got the Lutherans, you got those type of teams. So I think both of these teams match up very, very well. Scecina's outside shooting, if it's hot and if it's good and if it's consistent, they're going to be a tough out. For Covenant Christian, I think the key two players, Jack Fulbright has to play very, very well tonight, and Brock Buckley needs to continue to do what Brock Buckley does. If he gets 15 or more, I think they'll be okay. But you got to look at the key also is, I think, Tony Flatt. What does he do to distribute the basketball?
Yeah, Brock Buckley so far this season, what he's been doing is scoring the basketball just shy of 18 points per contest, along with 6.5 rebounds. He's going to look to stretch the floor. And he's a big kid, tall, lot of strength to him. But he can stretch it out. He can shoot those three-point jumpers. He can also push the pace a little bit. He's going to be the one bringing the ball up the floor occasionally, trying to start a fast break for Covenant Christian. He can really just do it all. Which
throws us to the other side of Indianapolis Scecina. David Mendez, great shooter that plays very, very well. Landon Adair plays very, very well. And those two key players. But you look at top to bottom, this is going to be a very balanced basketball game. If it comes anywhere close to 3 to 5 points, it's wide open late in the game.
Getting closer to tip-off here in the first round of the Indianapolis City Tournament from Covenant Christian. We'll take our first break and come back to give you some other potential players to watch out for Scecina. It's the Indianapolis City Tournament on IndianaSRN. Welcome back to Covenant Christian High School. There's a look at the Warriors and their home whites tonight. The 10th ranked team in Class 2A in the Sager gradings. A 7-4 record this year under 17th year head coach Scott Flatt. He's been there for a while and right now seeing one of his junior sons play. That's Tony Flatt. On the season, Flatt playing in a much bigger role as like he did on the football side of things. He's the third leading scorer this year for the basketball team at 7 points a game and a little over 3 rebounds. 5.5 assists, though. And we mentioned Buckley being able to be that guy to start up a fast break, but also Flatt, the much smaller guard player, he can do a little bit of that as well. He can push the pace and really dishing out the basketball in really good times and some good shooters on this Covenant Christian team, so that really helps out with that number.
Should be a very interesting to see who gives what tonight. You look at Scecina 6-5. Scott Miller has done a nice job with this program, and you look at up and top and down. But really, they have some really outstanding shooters, and they're led by Keaton Theo, which averages 17 points a game. Is he on track tonight? They're wearing a maroon. I love the uniform top that says Unity. Trust me, Scott Miller has this ball club ready to play basketball tonight.
And for Scott Miller, he's in his 4th year, a 25-56 mark so far coaching Scecina. You mentioned Keaton Thibault, a junior, 17.5 points a game. But 2 other scorers are in double digits this year for Scecina, including Landon Adair, who is a senior on the season at 11 points, and at 10 points is Boykin. That's Martez Boykin, just a sophomore. So you see some inexperience, some underclassmen also stepping into a big role scoring the basketball for Coach Miller. And the Crusaders this season 6-5 on the year. They play in the Indiana Crossroads Conference, and their next game after this tournament will end up being a conference opponent in Triton Central. So we mentioned these two teams have played during the regular season. That was a Covenant Christian win. They're going to play tonight in the City Alliance tournament, but they're also in the same sectional number 42, which is a 6-team sectional. These two teams could end up seeing each other 3 times this year if that's how their roads cross.
And and if that's the case, then if you win tonight, if you're Covenant, you win tonight, you sure don't want to draw them because you don't want to play them 3 times in a row. Because if you looked at last year, they had Heritage Christian. They played Heritage Christian 3 times, was 3-0, but the last time they played them, it took them 3 overtimes to win in that sectional final. So it's going to be a fun evening. It's the first round of the city tournament. You can feel the atmosphere in the air. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And the winner of this game will end up playing against the winner in the Providence Cristo Rey and Indianapolis Tech matchup, which is also playing tonight. Both teams lining up for the national anthem, which is upcoming. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, the tip-off from Covenant Christian High School and the starting lineups in the first round of the Indianapolis City Tournament on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back at Covenant Christian High School to see the starting lineup being introduced from Scecina. They're the visitors tonight. And their starting lineup includes a couple of guys that we mentioned in the pregame, including Keaton Thiebaud, who's coming off a 20-point performance in their last game against Lutheran, which was a conference loss, 54-67. Also, Jalen Long in the starting lineup, who had 10 points in that contest. David Mendez is in there, Mason Burial, and Layden Adair. That's the starting 5 for Coach Miller of Scecina. And for Covenant Christian, Brock Buckley gets introduced second to last, and he'll be followed by Jack Fulbright. Buckley had 20 points, as did Thiebaud. So both those guys, these stars, the leading scorers for the respective teams, are coming off 20-point games in their last contest. Andrew Crane is in the starting lineup along with Fulbright, like we said, and then Tony Flatt will run the point, and Wyatt Wash at the other guard for the Warriors.
If you like to follow us tonight, you can follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Tweet us during the game. We'll give you a shout-out. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. One of 7 of the City Alliance games tonight. Don't forget we have round 1 also tomorrow. Heritage Christian taking on Crystal House of Manual. That's tomorrow night as well. We're ready to tip, and here we go, and here's Jared.
The Warriors control the tip. Buckley goes after it, and Flat will get things going to start for the Warriors. A cut down the baseline is tipped out of bounds by Scecina, and on the defense for the Crusaders was Burial.
Scecina opened up with man-to-man pressure today.
Another cut across the floor. Buckley sees Crane outside, and the lefty knocks down the 3. Andrew Crane gets the scoring going.
Boy, I tell you what, when he gets open, and that open looked pretty easy, flush.
In their last game, the Warriors shot 8 of 18 from downtown. Here's a three-pointer on the other end. It's no good for Mendez. Offensive rebound down low between 3 players. Burial had it, but then lost it. Flat, right to left crossover. Now Fulbright into the lane with a little runner. Won't bounce over. And the rebound going to Scecina's Ader. Minute gone by. Warriors with the lone points. Wash with active hands. Swats it away.
Why it's so long and so linky.
Crane, though, can't handle this pass from Buckley, and it's a quick turnover the other way.
A little nerves here. Can you feel it a little bit?
Just a little bit, and it wasn't too long ago when these two teams matched up. Just a little over a month, December 4th. It's a completely different ball game sometimes when you play the team the second time around.
Yeah, because you know their characteristics, and it gets you kind of thinking.
Scecina staying patient. They have it in the corner with Thiebaud. Driving baseline for the Crusaders, their first 2 points. That's Adair. Layden Adair, a senior, scores the basketball. Second on the team in scoring this year at 11 points. Also adds in 3 rebounds and 2.5 assists.
Well, they had Buckley in the back door. They didn't look up. You got to look up. You got your head has to be on a swivel.
Flat, hands off with Fulbright. Both teams playing more of a slower,
deliberate
offensive game early on. Flat drives in, kicks out. Fulbright in the corner. It's nothing but net. Jack Fulbright knocks down the second 3. That's all of the scoring so far from Covenant. Scecina able to break a little bit of pressure. Thiebaud in the corner, thought about a 3, moves up to the right wing and can't knock it down. Here's another offensive rebound. Again, it's Burial. We'll set up another 3, and it's knocked down by Adair.
He's got all 5 points for Scecina. You know, one of the things that Scecina has to do is limit the turnovers, but it's Covenant Christian who's got the early turnovers.
Fulbright 3 in and out. Wyatt Wash keeps the possession alive. Crane posts up on Thiebaud. Fulbright thought about another, got into the lane, stays patient, but left it short.
Nice defense.
Scecina the other way. Mendez. Adair, plenty of space to try another, but too strong on this attempt. Here goes Buckley. That dribbling ability, cross the floor he goes, and took a foul from someone of the Crusaders. It's going to go against Burial. Pace picked up just a little bit there. We get our first whistle from the referees. Flat will get it in. They'll have 4 across. Just a simple dump down into Buckley. Tries to go between 2 defenders, and it's ripped away by Burial. And then a frustration foul coming in was Tony Flat.
Yeah, the double team on Buckley, and Buckley's going to see that a lot as he's really the pace setter for Covenant Christian. So this time, Scecina doubles up on him, and as you mentioned, a frustrating foul for Tony Flat.
In a tough spot, but Thebo gets out of it and took a blocking foul from Crane. Andrew Crane, 14 points against Guerin Catholic 4 days ago. One of his best performances of the season.
Nice crowd on hand tonight.
Get it into Thebo, back to Mendez. Thebo gets a screen, left wing 3. It's good. First shot tonight from Keaton Thebo, and he makes Covenant Christian pay. Trying to answer with a 3 in the corner is Crane. It's no good. Up the floor quickly go the Crusaders. Off the floor, he picks it up and knocks down the 3. That's Burial. Right now, a little 3-point barrage going on here in Covenant Christian.
I mean, he was out of control. Picks the ball up and landed on the wrong foot and still went in.
15 of the 17 total points right now via the three-pointer. Fulbright spins away from Burial, gets it back. Active hands from Burial. He tips it away but loses the handle on it, trying to go the other way.
That is, you're running before the ball is getting there. You're anticipating the pass, but just kicked it right out of bounds.
One of the classic looking before you catch it
yes.
as a wide receiver.
Hate that. Nice defense here by Scecina.
Adair trying to keep close contact with Flat, who's on the block and gets knocked over. No call, and Flat puts it in off the glass.
I like that no call because he was way underneath the basket, so he's not in a defensive position. We need the arc in high school basketball.
Lob pass down low, stolen away by Crane. Flat trying to go back to that same spot. Gets into the lane. Nice cut by Crane.
Crane saw his buddy in trouble, and he went and rescued him. This is runs. Game of runs.
It's just a 5-point Scecina lead. It goes back up to 3 as Adair drives to the right side of the glass.
Adair has 7 points on the night.
Buckley trying to get involved. Same starting 5 still out there for both teams.
You hear Coach Flat telling them to set it back up. They out of control.
Here's a cut, and Flat able to beat Burial to the spot.
Might have got out away with a travel there, Jarrett, but maybe it was his head. I don't know.
Warriors cut it back down to 1. Thebo with a long, drawn-out shot fake, a blocking foul down low. It's going to be a 3-point play the old-fashioned way for Keaton Thebo.
Got to move your feet down there.
Foul's on Crane. That's number 2 on Andrew, so he'll have to take a seat. That'll bring in Jordan Davis for the Warriors. Excuse me, Jake Davis. Jake wears number 1. Free throw is good for Thebo. It's a 4-point Scecina lead. Jake swings it. Fulbright flat. Doing a lot of work down low. Able to find outside. A Wyatt Wash 3 is good.
Boy, they just have some great outside shooters. Under a minute now to play in the first quarter.
3 threes down for Covenant Christian. And now 3 for Scecina, too. See what the Crusaders opt to do with 50 seconds.
Boy, he had a shot, and I think he was just thinking better not to. Well, if I pull it here, they got a chance. So we may see going for one here. Oh, they go back to man here.
The Warriors in that zone look definitely seemed content of just having Scecina take the rest of the clock down. But now they switch to man and hopes to perhaps speed up the pace from the Crusaders. 15 seconds. Mendez with it at the moment. Now 7 for Scecina. Thebo, a couple of shot fakes, tries to move into Fulbright. It doesn't go. And no chance to get off a shot from Covenant. An eventful first quarter, a high-scoring one at that, as the Crusaders will head to quarter number 2. Just up 1 on the road against Covenant Christian in the first round of the Indianapolis City Tournament. We'll take a break. Be back for the second quarter on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back ready for the second quarter here at Covenant Christian High School with the coach, Keith Myers, Jarrett Lewis alongside. 7 first quarter points from Layden Adair, and we saw 6 points from Keaton Thebo. But the Warriors sticking around. Andrew Crane and Tony Flack combined for 9 points in that first quarter. Scecina starts out with the basketball.
They go back to that zone. They went man-to-man with the 45 seconds, go back to man-to-man.
Backdoor pass doesn't fit through from Jalen Long, and it's a turnover to start.
And a lot of that, sometimes when you go that zone, you're trying to protect your shooters.
Flat, nice move.
Tony's got 6, nice move. You know, you don't want to, you got to keep your good players on the floor. You don't want anybody getting foul trouble. Crane already has 2, and he's going to be sitting a long while before he goes back on the court.
He had 1 of the 3 threes, did Andrew Crane, but starting out this second quarter right now on the bench, layup doesn't go for Scecina, and Jake Davis heads the other way. Davis runs over Thebo in an easy charge call.
Great call by the official, set in the right position. Out of control. Coach Flatt's talking to him right now.
And there you see the opposing coach. That's Scott Miller. Giving directions to his team. Mendez will bring it across.
Crowd is not in this game at all.
I was just about to say,
just
very
so
quiet. Adair gets cut off by Flatt. Thebo, couple of dribbles, steps into a 3. Too strong. Buckley, the rebound. Brock yet to score.
Buckley over 6 foot. Yeah, I'll just take it down, fellas.
Just such a tremendous athlete.
Yes, he is.
3-sport athlete. Fulbright, well, he's looking for Davis. Right idea. Just threw it into the bleachers.
Yeah, but you got that little 7-foot shot. Just take that shot. You're squared up to the basket.
Fulbright exits, and that'll bring in Donovan Royston for Coach Flatt. Warriors able to start the second quarter with the long points thus far. A couple of lead changes in this game early on. And here's miscommunication this time, too, on the other end. Slippery basketball, maybe.
You think maybe taking yesterday off because of Martin Luther King Day, you missed a day of practice?
And Royston, he can't handle it. There's 3 turnovers in a matter of about 20 seconds. Another substitution for Covenant. Grant Alexander checks in. Wyatt Wash will take a seat. Here's a 2-3 zone now from Covenant. Scecina still yet to score this quarter. Here's the leading man right now, Adair. He's got 7 points, guarded by Davis. Deep 3 from Thiebaud. It's off the rim, and it goes over the backboard.
You know, early in the game, they ran their sets. They were looking for the open spots, and now it just seems like they've gone away from that a little bit, Jared. Both of these teams just trying to find their groove, so to speak.
Foul away from the basketball. I think it's on Adair as Flat again. He distributes the basketball out, and then he is making cuts towards the basket. He is trying to make himself available on the block, and he's not the biggest guy by any means on the court, but Flat playing a lot bigger than what he looks to be. 30-second timeout on the floor. We'll keep things right here. Timeout called by Scecina. Serenity Care Services is an Indiana licensed service agency, the friendly, experienced team of caregivers that you have been seeking. Call Angela today, 317-900-6202. Serenity Care Services, serving Indianapolis and the 5 surrounding counties. Also by the IHSAA Foundation. Subscribe to their newsletter, The Advocate, at IHSAAfoundation.org. Thanks to the IHSAA Foundation for what they're doing for our student athletes.
You know, the coaches call timeout just to correct things. Scott Miller probably want to get them into flow, settle them back down, and just concentrate on what they need to do.
A couple of quick passes from Covenant as they swing it around. Adair trying to get into Flat. Burial switches on him. Davis. Royston. He puts up a 3, and it's good. Donovan Royston with a big shot coming off the bench.
4 3-pointers for the Warriors tonight.
Thiebaud playing pitch and catch with Long. Some weaving action up top. Thiebaud gets it back midair, able to get the pass off to Adair, who drives in, loses the handle. Burial finds his hands.
Nice help defense for the Warriors. Penetrated, stop that penetration.
High post, Adair. Now to Mendez. Tipped around. Adair gets it back. Nice Euro step, but rejected by Davis. Flat the other way. Hands off to Buckley. Gets to the elbow. Tough shot. And a tough rebound for Long.
Nice look. Just didn't get in there. Swing the ball.
Mendez finally finds an alley. Nowhere near the goal. Buckley affecting that shot. Here's a steal. And Scecina, that's Thiebaud, who just took it right away.
8 points for Thiebaud.
On the season, Thiebaud averaging 17 and a half.
Well on his way.
Here's Buckley on the back door. If he handles the pass, he might be able to get a shot off, as Long was out of bounds when he last touched it. Both of these teams coming off of losses back on January 14th. Crusaders a 13-point defeat to Lutheran. And for Covenant, a close ball game with Guerin Catholic. They lost by 4. Thiebaud another steal. Right side of the glass, doesn't go, but he does get fouled.
Royston on the foul, his first.
I don't think we'll be seeing anybody really in foul trouble later parts of this game. Thebo at the line.
Wow.
First free throw is no good. Those are our first free throws of the game tonight, too.
John Neighbors checks into the ball game for Covenant Christian.
Check that. Thebo had a 3-point play back in the first quarter. So now he's 1 for 2.
And Caleb Milan joins the Crusaders.
This was not a highlight of their last game, Scecina. They shot 7 of 19 from the free throw line against Lutheran, and that one wasn't going to count anyways. There was a lane violation. So Thebo goes 0 for 2 that trip. On the season, the Crusaders shoot 67%.
Now he corrected the bat.
Not sure what happened.
The wrong guy. He called the wrong guy in the lane.
Okay.
The three. He went through the 3-point arc. So you can't do that until the ball hits the rim. Good call.
Wash. Wide open is Buckley. Can't hit. Too strong. And a new player in for Scecina. That's Caleb Milan, who's just a freshman.
Big boy.
But definitely adds some height to the Scecina lineup. And he'll play in this high post. Dribbles into the lane. Burial, baseline, cut off by Wash. Adair keeps it in play.
Balance.
And here's a nice cut. He's going to get fouled. Wash, the guilty party. But a great cut made by Jordan Porter of Scecina.
16th foul against the Warriors.
Porter, usually 6th or 7th man off the bench. First free throw doesn't go. 3.5 points a game. So far, the free throw shooting in this one looking eerily similar to their last game with Lutheran. Porter goes 0 for 2. Right now, as a team, shooting 1 of 5.
So you would be right back in. I mean, it's a 2-point ball game, but be in the lead here if you knock them down. That was one of their keys to success tonight.
Gavin Tyndall, new substitution for the Warriors, able to get out of trouble.
Both of these teams scored in double figures in the first quarter. Barely have Covenant Christian has 5 and Scecina just 2.
Tyndall nearly stolen from behind by Thebo. Flat, kicks out. Tyndall 3 off the back iron. Flat fighting for the rebound with Burial. And Burial was out of bounds. Yeah, it's a 5-point second quarter so far from Covenant, but it's a 4-point.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm sorry.
Scecina quarter, because they trailed 16 to, actually a 3-point quarter. 16 to 15 they trailed at the end of 1. Flat. Shimmy's able to beat his man off the dribble. Got by Adair, and Tony Flat is relentless going to the bucket.
Has 8 tonight.
Leading scorer right now for Covenant. And the leading scorer, actually Thebo has 8 also. Timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout called by Coach Miller of the Crusaders. I want to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is strictly prohibited.
Don't forget tomorrow night, round 1 continues as the City Alliance, as Crystal House Manual take on Heritage Christian. Our game time is at 7:30 tomorrow night. You on that game?
Crystal House, no. Troy and Craig are on that game.
Coach Cox and
Coach Cox.
Troy on that ball game tomorrow night. 7:20 tip, 7:20 pre, 7:30. We got a slew of games for you. And we can't tell you Thursday because we have no idea where we're going yet. But we will have a doubleheader for you on Thursday night.
Looking forward to that. Sean and I get a game, it looks like.
Yep, and then Saturday is the semifinals, and then the finals next Monday.
Semifinals at Tech High School
Busy,
this year.
busy week.
We are in full swing, full go for basketball. Final 60 seconds. Thiebaud to Long. Back and forth. Thiebaud rises up just inside the three-point line. Too strong, flat. Knocks it around and gets knocked by Thiebaud. That's his first foul. 50.3 on the clock left in this first quarter. And Andrew Crane looks like he's not going to play this entire second quarter.
2 fouls, you need him. Especially as close as this is, you need his body.
Yeah, you're going to appreciate him once the second half comes if you're Coach Flatt. Here's Tony Flatt. Can't use the glass, just off the mark. So now a last shot potentially for Scecina. Or perhaps not. Thiebaud with 3.
He is hot.
Thiebaud's got 11. First one into double digits. Covenant may either go in the locker room up 1 or more. Three-pointer on the other end is no good for Niemeyer. Thiebaud again. It's good. Opposite corner. It rattles around and down. And Keaton Thiebaud ends the first half with a 6-0 run all by himself. And the Crusaders with the lead up 24-22. So the Crusaders will head into the locker room. It looked like Covenant was going to have a potential last shot and maybe extend their lead. But the Crusaders get another Keaton Thiebaud 3. He's got 14 points at the half. We'll take our halftime break. We'll be back for the second half of the City Alliance tournament right here on IndianaSRN.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself. It's something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
My name is David Pfeiffer. I'm the athletic director here at Covenant Christian High School. I'm also the boys soccer coach. I've been coaching for the last 5 seasons now, and have stepped into this role of athletic director at the same time. My time here at Covenant has been amazing. I've really enjoyed the atmosphere, the environment that I've been able to be a part of as an administrator as well as a coach. Within our athletic department, we offer 18 varsity level sports, and we also have a boys club volleyball as well. You look around the state, there aren't many small schools that offer all of those athletic teams, and within each of those teams we have junior varsity teams and maybe even freshman and C teams. So for our student athletes, there are lots of opportunities, regardless of what your level of experience is, to be able to get some playing time and be a part of a team. Looking back over the last few years, when I think of the success that we've seen within our athletic programs, we've had 43 student athletes, alumni, that have carried on their athletic pursuits at the next level, playing anywhere from the NAIA all the way up to Division I NCAA. And so to have that kind of number at a smaller school like this is pretty great testament of the type of student athletes that we're producing from an athletic standpoint as well. You look back too at the success of our overall teams. Over the last 25 years that Covenant has been in existence, we've won nearly 50 sectional titles, at least 10 regional titles, 5 semi-state titles, and then more recently our football team winning the 2020 1A state championship. So it's neat to see our teams being able to compete at the highest of levels and attain those accolades from a team perspective and an individual experience as well. I think what's also unique about being in a smaller school is those options and opportunities to play in multiple sports. As a former high school and collegiate athlete, I had the opportunity to play multiple sports in high school, and the opportunity to build a relationship with different teammates on different teams as well as different coaches is really unique, and I think an awesome opportunity that our student athletes have here at Covenant. Speaking of our coaches, each of our coaching staff have a personal relationship with Jesus, and their heart and their intention is to certainly help you grow as an athlete for sure, but we're also challenging to grow academically in the classroom, but also in their personal relationship with the Lord as well. So I think that's another unique thing about athletics here at Covenant Christian is this opportunity to help us pursue Christ in the midst of our academic and our athletic pursuits at the same time. At Covenant, we certainly want to provide an education-based athletic experience. So we certainly take seriously that our students are first students, right? They're student athletes, not athlete students. So from beginning to end, we want to provide accountability and a charge for you to succeed in the classroom and to be excellent stewards of the time that you have there, so that you're setting yourself up well for academics down the road as well. But we also want to compete at the highest of levels, and we want to try to equip and enable each of our student athletes to become the best version of themselves in the classroom and on the athletic contest field. So I think one of the unique things again about what we're trying to accomplish is this whole person development, right? We're challenging you to grow in the classroom, we're challenging you to compete at the highest level, and we're challenging you again to grow in your personal relationship with Jesus Christ as well.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks. Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes.
Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah!
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
It's halftime here at Covenant Christian High School. There's your score. Crusaders 24-22. As they lead things, second half getting closer to action. It was a 16-15 lead at the end of one. The Crusaders were still able to hang on, outscoring Covenant Christian 8-7 in that second quarter. Much more low scoring, but still a close game nonetheless. With the coach, Keith Myers, Jarrett Lewis with you here on Indiana SRN. Thanks so much for tuning in. First round of the Indianapolis City Tournament, and what a treat that first half was. We got a lot of scoring from Keaton Thiebaud of the Crusaders, and he was the only one to score in that second quarter for Scecina. He scored the last 6 points, 2 3-pointers to cap off that second quarter of play.
Yeah, you look at the game, you look at the game plan and the keys of the game. Got a quick start for for Covenant Christian. They need a rebound. They're doing all those. They're not getting the loose balls as well as I thought they should, but they're not really protecting the run out. Scecina, they had the lead going into halftime, and they throw a misdirected pass, and Scecina goes down, and Thiebaud is the star of all stars, knocks down a three-pointer with no time left on the clock to get this lead to Scecina, 24-22. So I think you got to sure up on your turnovers if you're Covenant Christian. I think you got to pound the ball inside. I think you can beat them inside, but that's Crane and Buckley. Buckley has been held scoreless. That would shock anybody if you're watching the game and saying, you mean he hasn't scored at all? And I think that's a factor.
In the battle of the top scorers, Thiebaud for Scecina with 14. And, yeah, like you said, Brock Buckley yet to put the ball through the basket, and he's coming off that 20-point performance against Guerin Catholic. And so I think you're right, Coach. The inside game might be able to work for Covenant Christian, but it hasn't come from guys like you mentioned, Buckley or Crane. They got to get more involved. It's been more about Tony Flatt. He's got 8 points to set the way for Covenant Christian, and they've all been inside. Yep. They've been in the paint, on the block, at the elbow. He's found ways to score 4 points in each quarter to lead the way for the Warriors.
Hey, don't forget we got action for you tomorrow. City Alliance first-round game, Crystal House of Manual taking on Heritage Christian. That's a 7:30 start, boys varsity. Got games action for you on Thursday. Can't tell you what they are because we don't know who's going to play yet. But we do have games for you on Friday. South Vermilion, Greencastle, 7:30 start. Loyal and Horizon Christian, first time we will see Horizon at home this year. And then on Saturday, both semifinals for you. At 6 and 7:30 from Tech High School, and Waldron and Bethesda on Saturday. A lot of games on the network of Indiana SRN. Here's the second half, and here's Jared.
Thanks, Coach. And it's going to be a busy week this week, so make sure you follow us on all of our socials, and you know when all the games are taking place. Brock Buckley says, you announcers can be quiet about my scoreless performance so far. He gets off to a fast start, 9 seconds in with that bucket. And a chance at a three-point play. Doesn't take too much time before he sinks it in.
Well, at least we said they needed to go inside, and at least we were right about that.
And right off the bat, backdoor cut nicely by Brock Buckley. Covenant takes the lead. Thiebaud trying to get it right back, and he does. Keaton Thiebaud keeps his hot hand. He's got 16. Crane knocking over a player of Scecina. Looks like Mendez, and a blocking foul is going to be charged to him.
2 times down the floor, 2 times they went inside.
Just the first on Mendez. Nobody in any real foul trouble. Crane did sit that whole second quarter with 2. Here's Flatt again, and Tony Flatt now has 10 again. Playing inside.
Yep.
Flatt will stick to Adair. It's the same starting 5 we saw at tip-off.
And Covenant has gone to a man-to-man this half.
Fulbright.
Good switch.
Does switch on Adair and now gets switched on to Thiebaud. Mendez muffled the pass to Adair, who rises up way too strong off the glass, but gets his own rebound, then rejected out of bounds by Buckley. And to the backcourt. Thiebaud. Looks like Covenant Christian switching everything whether it's ball screen or screen away. Thebo gets the handoff. Hesitation and went past Buckley. Ball exchanges hands a couple of times, and Mendez grabs it.
Got to grab the ball. If you're watching it from home and you're a youngster, don't tip the ball. Grab the basketball.
We'll stay on this side of the floor. Crusaders now going right to left this half. Mendez on the left side uses the right hand to finish, and that's his first points tonight. Quiet game so far for the sophomore. Nice wraparound pass from Flat. Crane couldn't finish, but he's able to get the offensive rebound.
He kept that ball alive.
Buckley gets wrapped up by, looked like Barriott was there. And Buckley looked like a train full speed ahead, not going to be stopped no matter what.
They're going to give it to Dare.
Second foul on Adair. Buckley's first one is no good.
Flat-footed, got to have some levitation. There's the toes.
Not very many free throws shot so far from Covenant. Buckley has the first ones in this quarter. He's 2 of 3.
And we're tied at 28.
The Warriors did not shoot a lot of free throws 4 days ago. They went 4 of 6 against Gearin. Tie ball game at 28. Adair can't get it to go. Buckley and Flat trying to give the Warriors the lead. Oh, nice pass back to Crane, left wide open, but too strong.
Is that the shot you want, though? You went inside the whole entire 2 or 3 times down the floor and were successful. Don't you just want to continue to go to that well, or is that the right shot? You played this game. What do you think?
It's been Flat and Buckley with the 6 points this quarter. All of it has been inside. I think you got a good point, Coach. But a wide open 3, you take a wide open 3. Right?
Okay. Well, because you would.
Oh, right.
Well, you would. Come on.
You know what they called me in high school basketball?
Flick?
No, they called me Air It.
Oh.
Because I had no J.
Gotcha.
So we're not shooting that. Oh, missing a wide open Burial. Mendez didn't see him.
And there was no help there. He had one-on-one coverage right there.
With Scecina really drawing out this side.
Deliberate.
And it ends up being a wide open look for Thebo. Flat, boxing out perhaps too hard on Adair.
That's a great call. He was holding the trunks, and he's going, what did I do? That's a good call by the official. That's Tony Flat's second foul tonight.
Flat and Crane now with 2, and this ball gets batted up well into the air.
Way up in the air.
Still locked up at 28 apiece. Adair cuts to the basket. Spin move on Crane. Won't finish. Crane knocked it out of bounds.
And they'll get their third attempt.
Scecina on the year actually scores the ball a little bit better than Covenant at 58.5 points a game to Covenant's 53.5. Another drive by Adair. This time he kicks out. Buckley nearly stole it away. Thebo and Adair will go back and forth.
Good call, good help. And this will be their 4th attempt. Boy, you got to, if you don't cash in, the frustration could set in for you really quick.
Should have kept track of how much time has been spent on this side of the floor with Scecina. Adair almost lost it out of bounds.
I bet you our producer has it. He'll give it to you in your ear.
Just been a long time, that's all.
120 and running.
Well, not as long as I thought. Jalen Long, he hasn't scored tonight. Tries to wrap around Buckley. Outside Adair. Yeah, the key word in that phrase was "and counting."
Here's the interesting thing. The score is tied at 28. So you're not really hurt. No one's in a really big hurry here.
Super duper patient.
Boy, this is where you have to just be mentally tough.
Long. There it is. The shot's no good.
4 possessions, comes out empty.
Flat. Jump step into the lane. Wash left it short.
Yeah, and then you throw the 3. You don't need a 3-pointer there.
How fast will Scecina go now? This time, Adair catches this pass and knocks down a 3 from the left wing. Adair didn't score it all in the second quarter. It was all Keaton Thiebaud. Second time, Adair's knocked down a 3. Flat again. Will go straight to the bucket, this time forcing a foul. Adair picks up another one. That's number 3 on him.
I have Adair for 6, 8, 10 points, the second guy in double figures for the Crusaders. Flat goes to the line with 10.
First free throw attempts for Flat. He knocks down the first one.
You know, you shoot that 3-point, if you covered it, you shoot that 3-pointer, it's long. They come down, they knock down one. This game, I think, could come down to the last 1 or 2 possessions.
Flat. Misses the second, keeps it a 2-point ball game. Crusaders up the floor.
They have the potential to hold this ball because they have shown they can really just hang on to the basketball.
And Covenant has shown that.
They'll let them.
Let them, that's right. And this is where we notice how much the crowd has not played a factor for either team. It looks like a decent travel for Scecina as far as the amount of people they've brought. They've brought a good enough crowd.
But your student body all the way down who's loaded has been quiet.
Wash. Can't give him something to cheer for that time, but Crane, offensive rebound, is fighting his way around 3 defenders and the baseline. Coach Flat steps in, and he calls a timeout. We will take a break as well. Timeout on the floor, 31-29 our score here at Covenant Christian.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back just in time to see Covenant Christian with the basketball. Minute and a half left to play in this third. Adair sneaks in, pokes it away, trying to go the length of the floor. Cannot finish on the layup. Flat.
You have to finish here.
Nice Euro step. He left it away from everything, but it ends up being a Jack Fulbright 3.
I'm telling you.
Second 3.
This is a crazy ball game.
It's been a game of runs, but
yes,
really small mini runs.
Like 3, 4. No more than 7.
Yeah, no team has been able to get away. Scecina has really slowed down the game. Most of the time, they throw this pass away. Wash will opt to bring things back out. Gets it back on the block, left it short. Mendez the rebound. Back the other way with Burial.
Got to guard this kid.
Thiebaud.
Oh!
Nifty move, but it was well read by Wash, who tips it to himself. It's still on the floor. Who's it going to end up with?
Oh, they called a foul.
This could be a foul on Mendez. And it is.
Boy, that's a tough break for Scecina. Ball rolling out of bounds.
And after all that, Wash will check out. Royston will finish off this 25 seconds. Coach Flatt giving out an offensive play. Tony. Spectacular game so far, 11 points. 10 seconds. Jake Davis is also checked in. He has it ripped away by Mendez. It's back on the floor. Scecina will have it this time. Pass is too far up the floor. Long. Did not get the pass off in time over to Thiebaud. And a crazy end to a third quarter. We're still in a close one. It's going to come down to the final end. Covenant Christian leads at 32-31 in the Indianapolis City Tournament on IndianaSRN.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Eight more minutes to decide this one, the first round of the Indianapolis City Tournament between Scecina and Covenant Christian. Jarrett Lewis alongside the coach, Keith Myers.
What do you think Jake Davis was talking to Mendez about? Just jawing a little bit, and talking back. So how was school today? Yeah. I'm doing well.
What'd you have for lunch?
Yep.
Buckley got beat by, that was Adair. A tough drive and finish from Layden Adair. He's got 12 points and a chance to tack onto that.
I have Buckley for his first foul of the night. But Adair I have for 2, 4, 6, 9, 12. Is that what you have?
That's right.
Wow. And now it's 33-32.
It was a 1-point lead at the end of one for Scecina, then a 2-point lead at the half, and it was a 1-point Covenant lead at the end of that third quarter. Now Scecina with the advantage. Up the floor, Royston left by himself, got behind the defense, but he can't finish. Tipped around. Davis and Fulbright are there, but they can't keep it inside the lines.
They broke the press, and they had a wide open layup, and he just had to go back and get the ball. Ball was kind of short. Sloppy game here, really, if you look at this, for both teams maybe just playing so hard that they're throwing them off the sink.
Crusaders with the lead. See Burial with enough space to rise up off the left side of the rim.
Now you need a good possession here if you're Scecina, Covenant Christian, pardon me.
On the floor, Flatt, Davis, Buckley, Royston, and Fulbright. Crane, the only starter not out there.
You cannot dribble and give your opponent the opportunity to get the ball there.
Along with Wyatt Wash, those two start the fourth quarter on the bench. Royston up with the left, and he got fouled.
We're going to give it to Long. Jaden's first.
Jalen Long, he had 10 points in their game against Lutheran. He is scoreless tonight. Royston able to knock it through. Crane is checked back in. Davis will take a seat. The lefty puts both of them through. Royston has 5 points tonight.
The only save right here for you, if you're Covenant Christian, you're in the bonus from here on out in the 6 minutes.
Burial staying patient over to Long. Now a handoff with Mendez. Just 2 points tonight for David. Fabo, for the moment, on the bench for Coach Miller. Back door. Well, there's Thebo. He gets bumped. Didn't see him out there at first. I was thinking, why on earth would he not be out there?
Why wouldn't he be in there, yeah.
But there he is, number 1.
And Crane just picked up his 3rd foul.
Scecina kind of catching Covenant sleeping a little bit with Thebo on that back door.
And they ran off another 45 seconds before they were even looking at the hoop. I like Coach Miller's strategy here. We're going to take our time and be deliberate. He doesn't mind a 38-36 game.
You wouldn't expect as much patience looking at their numbers this year. They're scoring 58 points a game. Buckley, boy, nearly put
Didn't know what to do with the ball, though.
Didn't put the right amount of English on that basketball off the glass, and Royston picks up a foul as Scecina got to midcourt. Second foul for Royston. Thebo, a much quieter third quarter. He had 2 points. But he had 6 in the first, 8 in the second. Stepping on the line, Mendez over and back.
Might have got some help with a little bit of push there from Fulbright, but no call.
Mendez, you can see, trying to keep his cool and knows a big position is upcoming right here defensively. Thebo picks up the defense. And he goes over to Buckley. Brock able to get it back with the basketball here, threading through the defense. Outside to Crane. Over the defender. Nice extra pass into the corner. Fulbright's 3 won't go.
Is that what they're looking for?
Since halftime, Covenant has only made 1 3 since the first quarter. Or if you include the second and the third quarter, they have 2 made threes. But most of their offense has been trying to get inside and knocking down some free throws this half.
Royston gets called for the holding underneath the basket.
Adair. Royston guards him. Mendez calls for the screen.
Like that. Oh, just roll with that.
Again, really staying deliberate. Not trying to force anything, but that pass was. Royston gets the steal. Mendez comes through and knocks it off of Royston.
Do you think this game means something to the Crusaders?
Well, now one referee steps in.
And now they're going to change.
Boy, almost a good makeup play. Way to bounce back from Mendez. It was still a good play regardless. But unfortunately, it did go off him last, according to the official.
He might have been already out of bounds, is what the other official might have said.
And here's a foul on the inbounds pass. It's going to go on Jalen Long, who's trying to keep Royston in his grasp. Reedus will now see free throws from Royston. Royston perfect so far, 3 for 3 on the night. Timeout on the floor. Looks like called by Scecina. It's going to be a full timeout. 4:13 left to go in this fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. This is the Indianapolis City Tournament on IndianaSRN.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
There's a good look at the crowd. It's Scecina side. Ooh, looks like they got some nachos in the concession stand.
Yeah, always looking out for the food, right?
Got to get the popcorn. Hey, the popcorn award will be announced at the end of the month. It's down to 2 schools.
All right.
I can't tell you who they are. It's a secret.
Okay.
I will tell you this. Mrs. Myers says no, so if you want to email her, she will be more than happy to tell you. Well, no, she won't, because she told me she would keep it quiet.
Got to keep the secret in the family. Royston does not make the second. Scecina for a moment with Adair moving quickly. But now they go back to this usual offensive set. So we're halfway through this fourth and final quarter. Getting a screen. Adair loses it. Actually pinned it against his back. He gets it back and puts it in. Boy, crazy sequence there. Adair probably should have lost the possession of the basketball. But now Scecina retakes the lead. Flat, jump pass. Cross court to Royston, it's off his hand. Buckley is there to take it. Buckley in some trouble, he has to make a jump pass. Adair, an easy interception. Adair now has 15 points. Nice compliment, him and Thiebaud tonight. Mendez trying to get involved. Goes under, and on the other side, Crane doesn't like the call, but he's tagged with that foul.
His 4th.
Free throws upcoming for David Mendez. As a team, Scecina is shooting 2 of 6 from the charity stripe. Now 2 of 7. 67% on the year, which is actually 1 point better than Covenant at 66.
I like it how he goes to the rim and talks to the rim.
Mendez, well, whatever he said, it worked.
He probably said, please let me roll it in. We're under 250 playing this game.
It's been a quick game, that is for sure. Thiebaud swipes in with the steal, has Adair running with him. Nice wraparound pass on Flat, and Adair with the finish. 17 for Layden. Flat actually bonks it off of his head, and he's lucky that Covenant keeps the possession. Whistle and a timeout from Coach Flat of Covenant Christian. His team now trails by 4 points with 2.5 left to go. Appears to be a full timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a break. We'll be right back as Scecina is up 4 on IndianaSRN.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Warriors have to score this possession. With 2:30 left, they have plenty of timeouts left, but they have to score this possession to continue to put pressure on Scecina, because 3 quick turnovers here in the last minute and a half has scored points for the Crusaders. Crusaders have played a really good ball game.
And if you can get this game closer and it comes down to free throws, Covenant right now shooting just a little bit better from the free throw line. But still,
I like how Coach Miller asked them why that wasn't travel, and the official took time to explain. Flat's lucky he didn't get called for the travel.
And here is Flat now with the basketball. Fulbright is out there. Tipped out of bounds by Adair. Buckley trying to get it in. Scecina has been able to hold him to 4 points tonight.
You don't need a three-pointer here if you're Covenant Christian. Just run your offense.
Flat sees some space to work with. Kicks it out to Fulbright, and there's a 3. Well, you don't need it, but when it goes down, you'll take it.
It is nice. No. Oh, good shot.
9 points. 3 made threes for Fulbright.
That's why I don't coach anymore, Jared. That's why I'm sitting right here with you.
Mendez now met by Fulbright. Stepping on the inline, says the official. Thiebaud tried to catch the defender napping. It's a big turnover committed, and now Covenant Christian an opportunity to take the lead.
Crane comes right back into the game. Now he's got some size, and it looks like they're going to go down post here.
Crane has 5 points tonight. They all came early on in that first quarter. Flat, nice pass to Royston. Got the defender in the air. Donovan Royston, 2 big points.
I got him for 8.
That's what I got, and here's another timeout, this time on the side of Scecina and Coach Miller. There's the Covenant student section. Warriors able to take the lead as we head into another full timeout here on IndianaSRN.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
It's now a 1-point lead for Covenant Christian with 1 minute and 12 seconds left to go. This is the first round of the Indianapolis City Tournament.
Eternity.
It's going to take a lot longer than what it actually says up on the scoreboard.
A steal here would not hurt you at all. I think Scecina will go inside.
Mendez on the wraparound, loses the handle. It's batted around, it exchanges hands, and Tony Flatt ends up coming with it and takes a big swipe, and they say intentional. Intentional foul on Keaton Thiebaud. And it looked pretty excessive. Flatt, his head going backwards as he got that basketball. So with this intentional foul, it's 2 free throws and the basketball for Covenant.
54.7.
Big free throw goes in for Tony.
12 on the night. The other thing is you have possession.
Perfect trip for Flatt. He's 3 of 4 shooting free throws and 13 points. But more importantly, a 3-point Covenant lead. Ball will be inbounded in front of the Scecina bench as Buckley into Crane. Full court pressure. Buckley's able to break it.
Now, I don't even think they're going to look for the basket. They'll take the free throws.
Warriors take care of the basketball, and Fulbright sees a foul come in. Thiebaud picks it up.
38.2.
Scecina's at 9 fouls, so it's still 1-1 with Fulbright at the line. Too strong on the first. Boy, I think that was off of a dare, but Crane gave a nice budge into a dare from behind.
I think that's a good call by the official. Saw the contact, passed on the foul, gave him the ball. 30.
3-point game. You can go for a 2 or a 3. You're pretty much looking for your best shot right now if you're Scecina. 20 seconds.
There's the guy that can knock down the 3 for you.
Thiebaud, Flatt guards him. Step back into the corner, and that's a good timeout. It was going to be a missed shot from Thiebaud. Coach Miller will take it. It's another full timeout. 14.5 left to play in this one. Don't go anywhere. Scecina, a chance to cut it to 1 or tie it.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
There's a look at the Covenant bench, but it's on the other side with Scecina and Coach Miller. Something to draw up for this final 14.5, and you are down 3. If you'd like to get involved in the game of basketball, you can become an IHSAA official. Contact Sandra Walter at ihsaa.org/officials, or give her a call at 317-846-6601. Side out for Mendez into a dare. This is the guy they want with it. Thiebaud rises up off the side of the rim. Long rebound to Flatt, and a dare has to foul to stop the clock at 3.3.
Boy, was it right on line, though. It was right on line. Just did not go down for them.
And now Flatt can essentially ice this game.
Well, you got to knock down 1.
And you do get 2. No doubt about it. And Flatt so far, he's 3 of 4. Jim quiets down as there goes down the first one. Flatt now with 14 points.
Boy, they escaped out of this one, haven't they?
This quarter, Covenant has shot 6 of 7 from the free throw line. And Flat able to make it 7 of 8. Covenant Christian is going to win the first round game against Scecina in the Indianapolis City Tournament. They're victorious tonight, 44-39, your final score. And they will await the winner of Providence Cristo Rey and Indianapolis Tech in the second round of the city tournament. We'll take a break. We'll be back for our upcoming schedule on IndianaSRN, also our Player of the Game and Sixth Man Award.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move? It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. There you go. See the final score, 44-39 for the Covenant Christian Warriors. They will advance, and they will play Thursday. I do believe they play the Tech winner, if I have that correct.
That is right.
It is the Family Source Insurance post-game show. And, a game that went back and forth. Really a close ball game, Jared. It was 16-15 at the end of one, 24-22 at halftime, Scecina. 32-31 Covenant Christian at the end of three. And, of course, then Covenant Christian pull away. Free throws late in the game was the telling tale.
And this appears to be the largest lead that Covenant had all night, and it's a 5-point game. It was close the whole way, like you said. It was a 1-point lead at the end of one, 2-point lead at the end of two. Nobody could really get on a run. There's just many runs. Scecina really tried to slow the game down, but at the end, Covenant Christian with their free throw shooting, like we said, going 7 of 8 in the fourth quarter really helped them out.
Upcoming games on the network of IndianaSRN, City Alliance first round game, Crystal House of Manual taking on Heritage Christian tomorrow. That's a 7:30 start. Double header for you on Thursday. Cannot tell you where we're going because we don't really have our schedule yet. We'll have that for you. It will be on our website tomorrow. Friday, South Vermilion, Greencastle, 7:30 start. Laurel and Horizon Christian also on Saturday. And then the semifinals for the City Alliance at 6 and 7:30, and Waldron Bethesda at 7:30. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the player of the game. It's in.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
here for one final time at Covenant Christian High School. This is the Family Source Insurance post-game show. Family Source Insurance, we have you covered. Auto, home, life, or business. Call Pat Cherry to get a quote today, 317-884-8046. Look to Family Source Insurance for all of your needs. Email them today at www.familysourceinsurance.com. This is the Family Source Insurance postgame show. Like we just said, that's the coach, Keith Myers, Jarrett Lewis with you here. And we are going to give out an award, the player of the game. And it came from, I wouldn't say an unlikely source, but the way he scored the basketball was sort of unlikely. Just staying very active as one of the smallest guys out on the floor, scoring a lot of his points. In fact, all 15 of them in the paint or at the free throw line.
Yeah, and he did exactly what Coach wanted him to do, go inside. Tony Flatt is our player of the game. Went inside, stayed under control, scored a lot of baskets, only had 2 fouls, stayed out of foul trouble. That was really good for them. I tell you who else, Brock Buckley only got 4, but early in the second half, they went down to him a couple of times underneath, made some points. But Tony Flatt, by hands down, player of the game.
Yeah, and had a couple of buckets to, when they started the second half, had that back door to really get going. 10 seconds into the second half was Brock Buckley's first point. Second on the team tonight in scoring, Jack Fulbright had 9. And how about Donovan Royston? Coming off the bench with 8 points, third in the team tonight.
Had a couple turnovers that, you can tell that he hasn't gotten the flow yet. But if this is the indication of what Covenant Christian is going to be like in the second half of the season, not bad. Still got to tune up some things. I'm sure Coach is not really happy with the turnover count, but all in all, a pretty good ball game, and they move on. And that's all you want to do is you just want to move on to the next game.
Survive in advance.
Survive in advance.
And who they will be playing is the winner between Providence Cristo Rey and Arsenal Tech in the second round of the city tournament.
And that's a Thursday game.
That's right.
Okay.
And for Scecina, leading them tonight in scoring, actually leading Adair, who had 7 points in that fourth quarter. He finished with 17 tonight, 16 points for their leading scorer, Keaton Thiebaud, who really appeared, it was obvious that he was going to be the guy. To get any sort of shot off, he was going to be the guy, and he took that last 3 to try to tie it up.
It was right on. I mean, just right on. Just didn't fall for him. But, that's just the way it goes. And, Scecina, a great effort. Now a team that's 6-6, but they, too, they may see each other again in that sectional here in March. So it would be interesting.
A lot of basketball, a lot of good basketball upcoming in this Indianapolis City tournament, and it's going to be a pleasure to bring some of this to you.
Just got an updated score from our friends on the other side. Bishop Stuttgart 85, Purdue Poly 41. So we can tell you then that Stuttgart will be one of the games that we will have on Thursday night. We will wait for their opponent and see what happens.
That is a very good Stuttgart
team.
Very Top of the conference right now, and just playing extremely good defense. Seeing them a couple times this year, their defense is second to none right now in the state of Indiana. So that'll wrap things up for us here in the studio. The coach, Keith Myers, Jarrett Lewis here on IndianaSRN. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube, subscribe, do all that good stuff so you're always in the know of all the games happening here on the family of networks.
Thanks to Craig Smith that was dialing the 1 and 2s for us, and Matthew Stein at Covenant Christian. I also want to thank both athletic directors and the whole entire committee of the City Alliance. Looking forward to Thursday night, but I'm really looking forward to Saturday to see what the semifinals look like.
An entire schedule of basketball for you this week here on IndianaSRN. So, like we said, make sure you follow us, do all that good stuff, and so you always know what games are coming up this week. So long, everybody.